So in this video we're going to be reviewing one of the most unique, strangest lenses that I've ever had the pleasure of reviewing. Let's get straight into it. That's right, in this video we're going to be checking out the Brightin Star 28mm F2.8. Now when I say that this lens is really unique, have you ever seen a lens quite like this before? Now this lens could be referred to as a pancake lens, or as they're commonly referred to these days, as a cookie lens. Right, that's a little sneak peek at the lens. Let's pair it up with a camera, head off out and see whether this lens is really worth considering, or if it's a load of shit. So we've made it to London with the Brightin Star 28mm. We're going to be testing out its performance and seeing what else we can find. So let's head off out. Now I've got the lens paired up with a Sony A7 IV, and my first impressions are, wow, it's actually pretty decent. I wasn't expecting it to be this good. Apart from the eyelash that's on my camera sensor, the image quality is looking absolutely fantastic. Now all the images you're going to see are JPEG straight out of camera with auto white balance. So let me just quickly fix that auto white balance in post. And there we go, we've also removed that eyelash off our sensor and that looks absolutely fantastic. So first impressions of this lens, it looks like it's got potential, but let's keep going and see what else we can find. Now it has no connectors as this is a fully manual lens. It's also missing any type of weather sealing. And because this lens is 100% manual, it's not going to record any of the data in the image files. Now I could write them down, but that's just another process that I'm not willing to do. So let's keep looking what we can find though. And again, this image is straight out to camera, JPEG with auto white balance. Let's zoom in 200% and pixel peak pitch sharpness. Now bearing in mind that this is a manual focus lens and you're relying on my eyesight to hit focus. And I would say that's looking pretty fantastic. In fact, I'm going to give myself a pat on the back for hitting focus. Now as we move along the wall here, let's keep an eye on that sharpness and see if it remains consistent. And it's not until we reach right at the edge of the image do we see any kind of softness. Not forgetting though that we are zoomed in 200% and we are pixel peeping. Now this lens is giving our image a very cool tint, so let's fix that in post and also remove that eyelash once again. And once again that is much better. As with all my videos, let me know in the comments section down below though what you think to the image quality coming from this lens. So we have a bit of a choice to make. We can either go that way on foot or hire a cycle and go somewhere that I've never been before. So I can't decide what to do. No, I'll go this. No, let's go this way. Let's go this. Let's get. And coming in at just 125 grams, this really is a tiny lens. But what makes this lens really unique, it also has a manual aperture control and also manual focus. So yeah, built into this lens is manual aperture control and also manual focus, even though it's just a cookie lens. Let me show you more about it. So on the outer edge of our lens, we have our focus control. We also have an inner ring that can control the aperture. Now this lens is made up of 10 aperture blades, which is super impressive for such a tiny lens. Right, that's enough of the waffle, let's get back to cycling. Now I must admit I was a little bit worried about using the manual focus and manual aperture adjustment on this lens. Were they going to be too fiddly, or was it going to be too tight? Were they going to be too loose? Well, after about 30 minutes of using the lens, it becomes second nature. It was a lot easier to use than what I thought it would be. The only thing that really took a little bit of time to get used to was the limited amount of movement on the focus ring, which is only 90 degrees. This means that you have to use very precise movements on the focus adjuster to ensure you hit focus. Now, one negative with this lens is its macro capability. With a minimum focus distance of 80 centimeters, any type of close-up photography is definitely off the cards. Take this handrail that's in this photo. Even if I wanted to focus stack this image, I wouldn't be able to with this lens, so bear that in mind. So we've made it here to Battersea in London, and this used to be the power station that was really run down, but now it's just recently been renovated, and the complexes here are worth absolutely millions, and so are the apartments. Now I've never been here before, so let's go see what we can find. But where this lens really shines is its 28mm focal length. It's just so great and versatile for everyday shooting scenarios. Now as for the building we're in at the moment, this is Battersea Shopping Centre, but this used to be a power station running between the 1930s and 1980s here in the UK. But the only thing you're going to find in this power station today is designer outlets and some incredible industrial architecture. Now this lens as standard comes in Leica M mount, but if you order it directly from Brightin Star, they can supply a lens adapter to any of these cameras. Canon RF, Nikon Z, Sony E, Fuji XF, Panasonic L, and Fuji GFX. Now as you've seen through the video, I've been using the Sony E mount system. That meant that I've been using the Sony E mount adapter. Now it is worth noting that any of these adapters will add on 5mm to the depth of the lens, but it's still absolutely tiny. Now going back to the lens's 28mm focal length, as you've seen from the video, I'm mainly using this focal length for architectural photography, but it would be just as good doing street photography, portrait photography, landscape photography, and even astrophotography. Now how well does this lens perform when doing video? Well, you have to be very precise with that focus ring, or potentially ruin your shots by missing focus. I also highly recommend using a monitor if you're considering using this lens for video work. So to wrap things up, the Brightin Star 28mm F2.8 cookie lens is a compact, lightweight and fun to use lens that's perfect for anybody looking to travel light without sacrificing image quality. Whilst its lens cap could definitely use some improvement, and it does give off a slightly cooler blue tint on your images, the overall image sharpness and vibrant colours it produces are impressive for such a small package. Its macro capabilities are not the best, but for general photography, this lens delivers fantastic results that will definitely make you smile. Its portability makes it ideal for street photography, allowing you to snap shots without drawing unwanted attention, great for those candid moments. So if you're looking for an affordable, fun and compact lens with great image quality, then the Brightin Star 28mm F2.8 cookie lens could be a solid addition to your gear collection. Now if you enjoyed this review, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel for more in-depth camera reviews and photography tips. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.